Good morning, sir. So I am going to report the global demography. But before that, we need to know the learning objective. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the concept of demography and its effects to global population. Second is, understand the Malthusian theory and its criticisms, and analyze the demography transition theory and its criticism. So first is global demography. So what is global demography? Global demography is the scientific study of the factors that determine and influence population trends, including birth dates and population growth. So it examines how population changes over time and the consequences of these changes on societies and economies. So population is diyan nato may bawaan unsa ang pagtubo sa atong population. Diyan nato may bawaan ang pila ang mga tawo diri sa tanang nasod, pila ang natawo, pila ang namatay. Muna diha nato mahibawaan. So I have the graph here. Nga rumibawaan nato makabalutag kung saan yun siya nga ano daghan man ang mga tawo ron, daghan man ang mamatay sa minundan. I have the graph here. So global historically population growth was slowly because life expectancy was short and populations were generally young. However, beginning around 1800, population growth accelerated rapidly due to improvements in living condition and healthcare. Dayon sa una is kanang ang life expectancy is low gyud siya sa makita nato sa program. Yung pag-abot na siya 1800s nagkaanan na siya saka. So, during the last 200 years, the global population increased dramatically. By the beginning of the 21st century, the world population had reached approximately 6 billion. Mga nga, iabunda siya og 6 billion. Dayon, ang projecta suggests that by year 21st century, ang fertility rates will continue to decline. Life expectancy will continue to increase. The elderly population will grow significantly. So, makita nato diha sa graph, sa y-axis or sa vertical, muna ang mga billions of people, no? Nagsugod siya sa 1 billion up to 12 billion. Kini nag-represent siya og global population sa matag panahon man nag-represent diha. Makita to. Sa y-axis, sa horizontal is muna ang time o years gikan sa 700 BC to hangtod sa 21 first AD. So muna ang year sa BC nga before Christ o kanang napasabot sa panahon na wala pa na tao si Jesus ba. Ug ang AD is the Anno Domini. Napasabot nga human sa pagkatao ni Jesus muna siya Domini or Domini like din sa unang panahon like makita to din sa Stone Age, Bone Age, sa Iron Age, hinay na kayang tubo sa population. So, ang line diha is halos flat ra siya, no? Kay mobo man ang life expectancy ug taas ang death rate. Yeah. Sa black date, makita nato yung nga daplagi. No, muna siya nga, makita niyo gamay nga ang dip sa populasyon, no? Tungod sa plagi. Wala siya. Nga, daghan ang namatay, mo na makita diha sa graph, na daghang mamatay. Flat ra kayo siya, no? Patakan siya ng taas na dayon sa pagsuko ng 1800s kuan na siya kanang nidako na ang pagsaka sa population saka na siya kita dato diha sa graph saka na siya hangtod sa 2000s hangtod karon to our future, no? Nagsuko na ang sa population, mas nindot ang health kay nindot naman ang healthcare ug mas taas na ang life expectancy. Wala siya. Yan, saka na siya pag-abot sa 1800s. So, saka na siya tungod kay dakon. Nindot ang teknolohiya, mas may na healthcare, mas daghan ang pagkaon, na saktong medicine. Muna nga, mas taas ang life expectancy wala kusog misaka ang line diha at as we can see here in the graph. And then Sa modern age, sa 21st century, ang population misaka na siya dako, daghan ang bata nga adult, pero sa future projections, fertility rate mo ubos, like mga babae ba dili daghan og anak din, og number of elderly misaka din, o taas ang life expectancy kay daghan naman mga elderly matiguang na. Then, mo na gradual ang slope sa future projection sa graph. So, as simplest way to remember, nag-iyon nga, kung dili mayo ang kinabuhi, hinay gyud ang dagan sa atong population o kuan, flat na atong graph, wala siya. Pero, nindot atong kinabuhi, sakto tag pagkaon, medicine, technology, dali og steep gyud ang graph. So, that's all for today. That's my report about the global demography, and thank you.
Good day, everyone. Today, I am going to discuss Thomas Malthus and population theory. So, Thomas Malthus was the first scholar who emphasized the relationship between population growth and resources. He believed that population and resources are connected. According to Malthus, population tends to grow faster than food production. He explained that population grows geometrically, meaning it increases rapidly. As shown in the graph, population grows like 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 because it increases very fast. On the other hand, food production grows arithmetically, meaning it increases slowly like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because of this difference, Malthus believed that there may come a time when population growth will exceed and available resources. This can lead to problems such as poverty, hunger, and lack of food. As shown in the graph, the population line increases faster than the food production line. This explains why resources may eventually become insufficient if population continues to grow rapidly. Malthus also explained the checks on population growth. According to him, there are two forms: positive checks and preventive checks. Positive checks increase mortality or death rates. Example includes famine, disease, and war. Meanwhile, preventive checks reduce birth rates. Examples are delayed marriage, moral restraint, and contraception. So, Malthus also believed that maintaining balance between population and resources is important to avoid social and economic problems. Thank you, and that is all for my report.
Criticism of the Malthusian theory. The Malthusian theory says that populations grows faster than food supply, which can lead to famine, disease, the poverty. However, many people criticize this theory because Malthus underestimates human innovation and technology. Over time, improvements in farming, medicine, and science help increase food production and reduce death threat. Because of these developments, many countries were able to support large populations without experiencing the several crises, predicted the Malthus. Critics because believe that economic growth and technological progress can help solve population's problems. And the next is demographic transition. The demographic transition theories explains how population changes as societies becomes more developed. It describes the shift from high birth and death rates to low birth and death rates. This transition usually happens when countries move from pre-industrial society to industrialized economies. The theory shows that population's growth changes depending on a country level of development and living condition. Next is pre-industrial society. In In the pre-industrial stage, both birth rates and death rates are high, so populations grow is low. Life expectancy is low because of disease, famine, and for medicine's knowledge. Families usually have many children because children help in a farming and labor. Family planning is uncommon, and religious beliefs also influence people to have a large families. Early industrial society. In the early industrial societies, in this stage, birth rates remain high while death rates begin to decrease. This caused rapid population growth. Death rates, medical care, sanitation, water supplies, and food production. Even with these improvements, families continues having many children because children are still considered economy important for work and support. Late industrial society. During the late industrial stage, birth rates begin to decline while death rates stays low. Better healthcare and nutrition improve life expectancy. While urbanization changed people lifestyles, families no longer need many children for labor, so family size becomes smaller. Populations grow still and continues, but at lower rates compared to the early stage. Next is the post-industrial society. In the post-industrial stage, both birth rates and death rates are low, resulting in low population growth. Factors such as family planning, later marriage, and improved education and better opportunities for women contribute to a lower rates. Advanced healthcare system and relatable food supplies also help people live longer lives. This stage is common in high developed countries. And that's all. Thank you.
Fertility transition theory. The fertility transition theory states that fertility rates in developing countries are declining more rapidly than they did in developed countries during earlier periods. The fertility transition theory explains that birth rates in developing countries are decreasing faster than they did in developed countries before. This decline is strongly associated with, first, greater access to contraceptives, second, wider dissemination of information through mass media, third is changing attitudes toward family size. These declines happen because more people now have access to contraceptives, information through mass media, and changing views about having smaller families. The theory also highlights that culture and people's acceptance of family planning play an important role in reducing fertility rates. Challenges to fertility reduction. Despite declining fertility rates, several challenges continue to affect family planning programs and population control efforts. Challenges to fertility reduction are problems that make it harder to lower birth rates and improve family planning programs. These challenges include, first, religious opposition to contraception, second, limited access to education, third, poverty and lack of health care services, and even though fertility rates are decreasing, some factors there slow down this progress. These include religious beliefs against contraception, lack of education, poverty, and healthcare access, having many children. These factors can slow down efforts to reduce fertility rates and improve population management. Global demography studies population trends and their effects on societies and economics. The maturation theory emphasizes the relationship between population growth and limited sources, while the demographic transition theory explains how birth and death rate change as societies and industries and develop. Although both theories have limitations and criticisms, they remain important in understanding global population change and demographic development.